Well, John, we have a week 1 in the books. But prior to that, draft weekend. Biggest weekend of the year in the MFL.
You know, that's something that we all look forward to every single year. Now, with the addition of the introduction that we gave everybody that we had tweeted out later that week, I think it just added to an already astounding league. And I don't think you would disagree with that, Aaron.
I can't.
So let's just dive right into it. A couple of the guys with the strongest draft. You know, we're going to go with, a fan favorite here, Oots Rebellion, and a slice of Zeiss, actually, with a disappointing draft, Aaron.
Disappointing for me. I didn't like it, My disappointing draft here, it's got to go to Josh Coons and Real Deal. Very, very disappointing. I think as usual. Guy had maybe 2 picks in the first 8 rounds. Tough to win like that, John.
It's tough to win like that, but I'll tell you what, he's in second place right now. Oots Rebellion leading it off, and then you go down the list. Deuces Wild, you see some familiar names there, and the bottom of the list here, maybe some say it might be a surprise. Any Given Sunday with a horrible first week. Maybe it's good they got that out of the way now.
Yeah, and as you know, I always have a bone to pick with the Rogues. What a very questionable draft. What are we doing? Don't have a pick in the first round? Come on, they got to get it together if they ever want to have a shot at even making another championship.
Aaron, I know you had the privilege of getting down right in the face of the guys at the draft.
Sure
so
did.
Let's go cut to that and see some of that footage.
And welcome to the MFL Draft. I luckily had some time with some of our owners, asked them how the season was going to go, how they thought their draft was going to go today.
I think, long story history of success induces wild, John, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. But we're ready. This is going to be a good year.
I like being the long shot, plus 2,500. I mean, you got to take odds like that.
And I have Kevin Kavanaugh here, owner of Oots Rebellion. I know, let me ask you, what players are you looking to draft today?
But if I had to throw a couple guys out there, I would say Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski.
I'm lucky enough to have Dave Shreve live with me right now. Dave, I gotta ask, what's been going wrong for you?
Well, Aaron, thank you for the question, first of all. I appreciate it. You've been coming at, since last year, you've been coming at me, attacking me. This is our year, though. I feel it. It's been a tough year so far. So this is the Rogues' year. And Aaron, if you keep coming at me, I'm gonna have to do something about it soon.
Aaron, you really got a knack for asking the tough questions.
I appreciate that.
You know what I think we need right now?
What's that, Sean? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yup. Our first of the year. Stat Guy!
Well, gentlemen, thank you for having me back. Very excited to be a part of Season 2. And with Week 1 in the books, we're going to dive into some MFL history with Stat Guy Don Kavorski. Week 1, the lowest performance of the week was Any Given Sunday, 65.1. We did a little bit of research here in the MFL lab. That is the lowest score since 2017 for an opening round. That was 43.3 to Mr. Real Deal. Now, before that, you've got to go all the way back to the beginning of the MFL, where we've got the West Cannon Coyotes, the worst performance on opening day ever, and potentially the entire league history. 36 points to opening the league. That's his first score ever, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if we want to look into opening day records, now here are some unfortunate statistics. We'll hit you with this real quick. The worst opening day record ever, 2-11. You might have guessed it, Murphy's Law. Only 2 wins in 13 seasons on opening day, often trying to dig himself out of a hole. Best record, I bet this one's gonna shock you. Joe Kiss, 10-3 on opening day. Starts high and then continually tumbles the rest of the season. Side or asterisk for best opening day record, John Furka, 8-0, never lost before he left.
Well, hats off to Don Kavorski for that stat of the week. I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting.
Great stuff.
And we got something else coming up for you. Aaron.
Sean, week full of firsts. First, we had our first doink of the week.
Here comes Jared Allen, and he's out of bounds. Poor guy, I don't even know if he realized it. But actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world? And, oh, he hits the upright again! That's impossible!
Double doink.
What in the world?
Go!
I've never seen that thing. I hope I never see it again, John.
A couple of contenders here for Doink of the Week. Stephen Gostkowski of the Titans and the Minnesota D. Aaron.
I mean, I got to go Minnesota D here. -7, week 1. Why? Owner of the Gotham Brooks. You know, you called me out for going at you, but you make moves like this on week 1 against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, ever heard of him? What are you doing?
Well, I had a conversation with the owner of Any Given Sunday, John Gilligan, and he has historically drafted Gostkowski every single year since he's been in the league. So he didn't have a kicker this year, and he picked up Gostkowski. I told him it might not be a good move, and he goes 1 for 4, misses 3 field goals, and an extra point. I mean, you can't be getting 1 from your kicker. I mean, that's never going to win you a week, already adding to a subpar week. So I got to go Gostkowski here, Aaron.
We are a gambling show. Have to call out Gostkowski. You lost me the over. You hit at least 2 of those kicks. Over hits.
Gostkowski it is. Doink of the Week.
Now, first Commissioner's Corner.
Let's cut it over to our commissioner, Dan Cardinale.
Welcome to the first ever virtual Commission's Corner. Some of you loyal fans out there may remember a few years back there being some messages on the boards where Commission's Corner would talk about Madden games, talk about God knows what really, and frankly, that's probably what this is going to be. I'm going to use this time that the ATS boys have been nice enough to give me to talk about the current state of the MFL and any other topics that I deem important for just about a minute of your time. For this week, there's one thing, and really one thing only, and that's football's back. Football is back. The MFL is back. Draft last week, first football Sunday this week, first football game Thursday, first double Monday night football game. It just feels right. The air is crisp, sweatshirts are being worn, jeans are back out, and football is back. And what else is back? Well, really, Josh just talking to himself, Josh saying nonsense, Josh talking really bad shit. But more importantly, football is back. And you know what else is back? Injuries. Now, I think we're lucky so far to not have anything related to this, right? There's been no word of COVID in the NFL, so none of our teams are being impacted in that way, shape, or form. But it seems like after 1 week in the books, there's injuries galore. Starting running backs, starting receivers, I mean defense everywhere. The Cowboys got ravaged on Sunday night. Le'Veon Bell, guys down everywhere. John has no running backs, but I guess he probably didn't have that much to begin with. Let's just keep our eye on the prize, boys. Season just started. Let's have a good, clean one. Let's keep the bets going. Oh, speaking of bets, John, congratulations. You may be the only write-in besides Bernie besides Kevin out this year, but hey, 3 will totally work. Anyway, week 2's coming up. We have myself and Davis with the weirdo sandwich bet, and from there on out, we'll keep the schedule updated. Hope you boys have a good season, and I'll see you next time. Commish out.
Now to dive into our first matchup of the week. But before we get to that, I just want to explain how the line system is going to work. You have the ESPN projections, which everybody goes by when they're thinking against the spread, they're thinking numbers, they're thinking lines. We're creating our own lines here, okay? So what we're going to do is, our first matchup of the week, we have Oots Rebellion versus the newly named Circle the Wagon. So, Aaron, why don't you take it from here?
Jean, I really like the artist formerly known as Graham Cracker here. +5, give me those points. Strong young receiving core. Give me him this week. What do you got?
You know, I gotta say, with the week that Oots Rebellion put up, they're never out of it, and 5 is just, I'll take 5 points with him all day. Give me -5. You have Deshaun Watson, not very good first quarter through middle of the fourth, but he's going to get you 20 points garbage time at the end of the fourth quarter. Give me that, take it to the bank. Give me Oot by 10.
Wow. All right, Jean, in our second matchup, we have the Anthony Davis football team versus Deuces Wild. Deuces Wild is -2.5. Jean, what do you got on this one?
Well, as I'm looking at the lines here, a couple things stand out. There's a huge question mark for the Anthony Davis' football team quarterback situation, and now their number 1 wide receiver going down for, who knows, could be 1 week, could be a few. But for this week, with the stable core of veterans, give me Deuces Wild to get it done by 7.
ADFT started off very, very slow. Barely broke 90 points. As you said, Michael Thomas down for possibly a few weeks. I have trouble betting against Patrick Mahomes. I don't think I'm going to do it until he proves me wrong. Give me Deuces Wild. I think they cover by plenty. Well, Jean, big year. As we said last time, weather reports. So we're going to send it out to our weatherman, Sal Groker. He's a few miles outside of Raymond James Stadium. Sal, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, John. We have Tropical Storm Emily blowing in right now, which is going to bode for a low-scoring week. Look for the running backs to put up big numbers, as the aerial attack will not be as prominent with all this weather going around us. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
In our third matchup, we have the Real Deal versus the Rolling Stoners. This line is not a mistake. Rolling Stoners minus 15. Take it to the bank. Aaron.
I immediately regret my championship pick. Real Deal. Rolling Stoners minus 15. All right, Jean, in our fourth matchup, we have the Gotham Rogues against the West Canaan Coyotes. It's a pick'em here. You know who I got already, but let's throw it to you first, John.
Well, you know, looking at this pick'em line, you really could go either way, but I'm going to say Dak Prescott, after that performance that he had on Sunday night, he's going to come out all cylinders firing and really give me the Coyotes here. Aaron.
I mean, the Rogues, Allen Robinson going through some contract troubles right now. His head's away from the game right now. How is this a pick'em? I favor the Coyotes by 20 points. Rogues are so bad. Coyotes, easy.
Well, a show like this certainly doesn't fund itself, Aaron, especially with all the props we got this year. So let's head to our first commercial break.
Jean, and in our final match, our matchup of the week, we have the 0-1 Any Given Sunday versus the 0-1 Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law in a very interesting spread here.
Some spread, huh?
Favored very rarely, minus 6.5 against Any Given Sunday. What do you got?
Well, I don't think you're going to find a lot of times that you have Murphy's Law on the end of being the favorite. So Any Given Sunday came out, a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes first week. It's been a weird year. They come out, they fall flat on their face, but you know what? They got it out of the way. They got it out of the way. Kyler Murray is going to lead Any Given Sunday, and I'm not taking him by 7. I'm not taking him by 8. I'm not taking him by 9.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Give me Any Given Sunday by 20, and you can bet that money line now on against the spread. Aaron, what do you got in this one?
Wow. So, I'm about to make 2 picks for you here, Jean. I'm taking Murphy's Law, minus 6.5. I have him beating Any Given Sunday by 15. Any Given Sunday showing me nothing. Showing me nothing. My second pick, Murphy's Law, to win the championship, is now up to plus 3,000. You want to talk value? Give me that. Murphy's Law, plus 3,000. Murphy's Law, minus 6.5.
And that about does it for this week's episode of Against the Spread. Aaron, we do have some big news coming in, though. We do have a book. Aaron, why don't you explain a little bit to them what's going down?
So, this Sunday morning, you will actually be able to bet through a real bookie MFL matchups. Maximum $50. But only the spreads. No money line games, John.
No money line games, and the real spreads are going to come out at 10 a.m. on Twitter and in the group chat. So, spreads are coming out Sunday 10 a.m. $50 max bet. Get your bets in. You can tweet us Aaron Klefter, Jean Klaeton. Get your bets in, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck.
You mind if I get in?